How you doing? My name is Jimel, Calliste, and I'm the president of the Wilkes NAACP.
Hello, my name is Chaè Rucker, and I'm the owner and director of Compassionate Care Phlebotomy and Medical LLC.
How's everybody doing? It's Black History Month, and the national theme for Black History Month is Black Health and Wellness. And when I heard the theme, it just got my the wheels turning, and I just thought about who in the community could I reach out to talk to about Black health and wellness. And there was nobody better than yourself. You've been picking up a lot of traction. I've been seeing a lot of the good things that you're doing, and I just thought it would be perfect to just have you come out.
And I really appreciate it. Thank you. As a new business owner, exposure is very important to me, and networking. So I'm glad to be here.
Okay, perfect. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so again, my name is Chaè. I'm originally born and raised from Philadelphia.
Okay.
I moved to the Scranton area about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
When the beginning of COVID came, Philadelphia was not the place to be at all. I'm a mother of 5, and I am a wife, so my family and I, we moved to here, safer environment.
Right.
At the time in Philadelphia, I had a business, a hookah bar business.
Okay.
And I would do private events. I'm a licensed mixologist, so I know how to make, create drinks and stuff like that, give you a whole vibe.
Right.
Obviously when COVID came, that shut down the fun, shut down the crowds. They telling us we can't have more than 5 people, 10 people. We got a quarantine for 10, 14 days. So that I took a hit, big hit. I actually had a hookah bar location in West Philadelphia, and I had to shut it down. So that was where I'm like, well, what do I do? Because that was my money, and that was fast money.
Right.
And that's what I'm accustomed to. So I already had past experience in the medical field. I am a certified EMT on the ambulance. I've done 911. I do wheelchair transport. I've done mental health technician, certified phlebotomist and phlebotomy instructor.
We're not even gonna go past that.
Okay.
That's incredible.
I do a lot.
Yeah, no, and I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I just had to stop because that's wild, and then for you to even be in that hookah space, like that was pretty interesting too.
Yes.
But yes, you had all this experience, so continue.
I did, thank you. No, it's okay. So because of that, because I had that experience, of course my fallback was okay, I need to get back into medical.
Right.
So the first thing I thought of was I had a certification in phlebotomy, which is a quick certification that you can get. I actually have a program where you could become a certified phlebotomist in Scranton. It's an online virtual program. You can also come in person. So I have 2 different styles of learning. I am the instructor. We're located at 413 South Washington Avenue in Scranton. So since I already had that certification, it was easy for me to apply to a hospital or to a plasma center, and that's exactly what I did. I got into that, got back into phlebotomy, and that's when I moved to Scranton. So I got hired at Scranton Regional Hospital. I was there for a while, and I felt like I wanted more. You know what I mean? I'm always a person to see where I could go, how to grow, how to gain.
Right.
And I also was asked to teach for my old instructor in Philadelphia. She asked me to teach phlebotomy for her virtually. So I was able to do so. And I taught about 3 of her classes. It was a blessing, and I got a lot of experience for teaching, which is how I'm able to conduct my own program.
Right.
What happened was I was teaching for her. Her first 2 classes, she had about 10 students in each session, which was fine, perfect. The 3rd session she had, it was about 20 students. And she charged $1,200 for her tuition. So I felt like I didn't like the numbers, because I'm gonna be real, I was getting paid $18 for 4 hours of teaching. And at the time during this session, she was in Jamaica living her life. And I said, something is wrong. So again, I'm a person to gain, to reach, to learn. Okay, how can I do this for myself?
Right.
And it started from a Google, how to start a phlebotomy school. And 1.5 years later, here I am at 413 South Washington Avenue.
Oh man. No, that's a very, very, very inspirational story, and I, sorry guys, and I love how you turned a negative into a positive, and you didn't harbor on it. You just said, okay, what's the next steps? And one of the things, I played sports growing up, and my coach favorite phrase was next best action. Okay. Like NBA, like what are you gonna do next? And that's pretty.
I like that.
Yeah, that's dope of you to just not get deterred and just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna start with a Google and I'm gonna move forward.
Yes.
So that's That's very, very inspirational.
Thank
and
you.
yeah, that's more of a, I didn't even know that, but it's more of a reason for us to have you here. So you kind of touched on this. So you said you were at like the Scranton Regional, you said.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what were your experiences like growing up with doctors, nurses, and stuff like that? 'Cause like, did you have any black doctors growing up in Philly? Any black nurses or like school doctors, anything like that?
That's an interesting question. Not in facilities. In facilities, I don't remember too many having African American health providers for myself or my family. Mostly I knew CNAs that were African American.
Right.
And then school nurses, the same.
Right.
Now I'm beginning to see more of our faces in the healthcare network. And it's a new experience and it's enlightening to see that we're growing.
Right. Especially in for us in Northeast Pennsylvania, I think we have our community is growing, and we're being seen in different spaces, unconventional spaces. So for me, it was pretty cool to see black-owned phlebotomy schools. So it was like, yeah, I was blown away. And again, I'm just gonna keep saying this, like I think the best thing about our community is when we see something, we wrap our arms around it and we uplift it, and that's honestly what we're trying to do here for you, because I think your journey and what you've told us so far is so inspiring, and I know there's so much more, but
it is. I have much to tell.
Right, but yeah, that can help the next generation. So
Absolutely,
so
that's what I'm trying to do.
Right, thank you for just taking that step, being willing to be a vessel for people to just look at and be able to pull inspiration from. So what led you to, you talked about it, but let's dive a little bit deeper. You were doing the classes, and then you saw the tuition, and you were like, whoa, this isn't adding up. So how, like, what led to you starting your company? Like you said, it was a Google, and then like, what were the processes after that?
Okay, so what led me to want to, first of all, I've always felt in the phlebotomy world that phlebotomies are undervalued and unappreciated. I feel the same, that people look at CNAs the same way.
Right.
I say this because as a phlebotomist, we're the ones that collect specimens from these human beings, whether it's sputum, whether it's saliva, whether it's, anything from the body. That is how you get a result. That is how you get down to what's wrong, what is causing whatever you're feeling, whatever symptoms you're having, and that has to get to the doctor.
Right.
The doctor can't figure that out without me.
Right.
So I felt like how can I, as just one individual, grow the phlebotomy world? And I couldn't think of a better way to do it than to teach the proper way, to train the way that I know how to train, and I know that it's correct.
Right.
And that way I'm certifying my students. They're certified for 2 years at a time. And I have some network connections where it's possible job placement. So that is what I decided to do. That's the only way I could figure out how to help,
Right, absolutely. And so what kind of brought you to the Scranton area?
I moved to Scranton following behind some family members.
Okay.
Two of I call him my father, but he moved to Scranton with his wife. We lived on the same block in Philadelphia, so we got real close, my husband and his wife. And they moved first. They were here for 2 years. And when COVID happened, Philadelphia got looted really bad, and businesses closed down. I was living in Northeast Philadelphia. I had a ShopRite literally 3 blocks from me, and the entire inside of the ShopRite was in a parking lot. So me and my husband had to travel to Cherry Hill, New Jersey to food shop. So that was the moment where we decided we're moving.
Right.
And I think in a month's time we were in Scranton.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I was not playing. Because my kids, they blew up an ATM outside on my block. Like, we was picking up some of the cash. That's how close it was. I said, I can't live like this. My sons are 14 and 12.
Right,
So,
so the impressionable ages, and especially in Philadelphia. So me particularly, I work with the NAACP State Conference. I'm the advisor for the Youth and College Division. And we have a group, a youth council in Philly, and they talk about that. They talk about how, that 12 to 16, how they're involved, they're heavily involved in a lot of the crime that's happening in the city.
Yes.
So those are impressionable ages. So I commend you for just seeing that one red flag and hitting the road.
Yes, my 14-year-old is already very, very impressionable.
Right.
He's at that age where they want to experiment and they want to try things.
Right.
And they want to test their parents and see what they could get away with and look cool for their friends.
Right.
So I had to get them out of there.
Right. So for you, how has it been as a parent, as a wife, transitioning to owning this business and essentially kind of doing some day-to-day stuff? Like, how is that been?
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a challenge. I do have anxiety, so I'm learning how to process that along with everyday life. It is challenging sometimes to make sure that I'm separating business and home because I'm an entrepreneur and the business doesn't stop for me.
Right.
Even while I'm asleep, it's not stopping
Right.
because when I wake up, I have questions to answer.
Right.
I have calls to return. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I have to pay attention to. I live with my children and my husband, and I don't want to be consumed with my business because that's what I'll talk about. And they don't want to hear that all day. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. But I am blessed to have the support that I do. They don't mind hearing because they know that I need the help. I'm by myself. I don't have any employees. I don't have an assistant. I don't have anything.
Right.
So the support that I have, as far as even if they just let me talk and ask them questions to bounce off, they can say, I don't know, Shay. I don't know how to tell you that, but you're letting me get it out in voice.
Right.
So that helps me.
Right.
So it's a challenge, but I'm making it. I'm pushing
Right.
through.
No, and I thank you for being so honest. I think that for me, that, like, as you were saying that, that's something that I realized about myself. As a young president, sometimes it's not easy with like conflicts and stuff, and you find yourself consumed. You find yourself talking to mom, girlfriend.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
everybody gets a little piece of what you're going through.
Yes.
And it's hard to differentiate because, like you said, like when you're an entrepreneur, when you're fully consumed with your position, you can't just like,
Turn it off.
Yeah, turn it off.
There's no, I clocked out.
Right. You know, especially so early in the business, and for me, like the administration. For me, so yeah. So geez, I think that one of the things that I'm liking about you is that you're very transparent.
I try to be.
Yeah, you're very transparent, and I think that people would definitely gravitate to that. So you said, what about your courses? Let's talk a little bit about your courses. So, like you said, you do a virtual, and you do some physical courses
Yes.
as well. So, what can somebody expect? Like, if I don't know anything about phlebotomy and I'm just like, you know what, I want to kind of get into this, what can they expect when they take a course with you?
Okay, so when you take the course with me, you're going to get the basic knowledge of phlebotomy. First, you're going to learn the definition of phlebotomy. You're going to learn that phlebotomy is the cut of a vein. That's the first thing.
I didn't know that.
There you go, first
Right,
lesson.
right.
So that's basically the basis, and I give you from starting what a vein is. I teach you the main veins that we draw from. You learn about all the materials, you learn the anatomy of the body, because I'm going to teach you from toes up to the top of your scalp.
Right.
It's not just about the arm, because
Right.
you have to know how all of the body mechanics works. I'm
Right.
going to teach you about the heart, about the chambers and everything. So you're going to get full knowledge. It's not just, this is how you use the needle, this is the vein, go work.
Right.
I'm going to make sure that you know what you're doing. I'm going to have you demonstrate in front of me a couple of times. Whether you take the online virtual course or you choose to take the physical course, there is always one-on-one hands-on training. So we practice with model arms and model hands. And then once I feel as the instructor that you can move on to live sticks, we practice on each other.
Okay.
In the classroom, we practice on your classmates. And that's how we get certified.
Okay. And how long are the courses usually?
The courses are 8 weeks.
Okay.
It is a completely self-paced course. So whenever you feel that you need one-on-one instruction, you will contact me. If you're taking a virtual course, we'll do a Zoom on your own time, your date and time. You let me know what it is, and then the classes are scheduled if you take the physical class. So usually they're Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
My virtual classes enroll every month, and then the in-person classes enroll every 3 months.
Nice. So if you wanted to do virtual, it's always a chance for you to get in every
Absolutely.
month, and then physically every 3 months.
Yes.
And then is there a cap for the amount of students you can have in your
Right
course?
now, because of COVID, I do 10 to 15.
Okay, 10 to 15. And is there a price associated?
Yes. So right now, my virtual course is $900 with a $100 registration fee. So in total, it's $1,000, and I do have payment plans available. And my in-person course is $1,200 with a $100 registration fee. The reason why the in-person physical course is a little bit more expensive is because you get me, you get my time, you get my dedication, you get me focused on you individually. You're always in class individual, so you're getting one-on-one. We're going to look at the board together. We're going to have demonstration videos. You're going to have access to all the materials. And then as far as studying, you come into the location at your convenience. So you don't have to schedule a specific date and time. If you want to just come and study, I'm always there. So you
Right.
have, and then with the in-person course as well, I only offer potential job placement if you take the physical course.
Okay, right. So there are obviously some perks and some stuff
Absolutely.
like that. So
Yes.
that makes a lot of sense. So, I mean, wow. So that was a lot. So what? How's it been? How's the reception been since you started?
The school side is going very well. Actually, that's what's been keeping the business afloat. My
Okay.
students registering and taking the course. That's how I'm able to add on additions to my business and
Right.
get more things off the ground. And that's actually that's leading me up into the next portion, because alongside of my phlebotomy, I have a patient collection site.
Okay, so what's that?
My patient collection site is this, mobile phlebotomy. So as far as the phlebotomy aspect, if you were to contact me and say, hey, I have a doctor's order, I need blood work, or I have a family member that would like COVID testing, I can come to you. You want me to come to your house, you want me to come to your job, you want to meet right here in the Walmart parking lot, we can do that. I have performed draws. When I say patient collection site, that is because you can come to my location and you can get rapid result testing as far as HIV, pregnancy, STD. Again, I do COVID, and I do have free COVID testing available as well. My rapid COVID testing, there is a fee. I have collection fees that apply, travel fees that apply as well if I come to you. And then in addition to, I also do Department of Transportation drug and alcohol testing. Yes, so there's a lot that I'm trying to implement. My ultimate long-term goal is I want to open an urgent care clinic.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Nice. So, geez, oh man, like, yeah, this is like so packed. Wow. So, we have the courses, and then we have the mobile service as well. And so, wow. Like, no, I'm just honestly, I'm blown away, because you literally put this together. It's like I said, it's only been a year and a half, and you seem like you have so much traction, and your vision is so clear for what you want to do, and it's so necessary. I think I was talking with a colleague of mine. He talked about he didn't like going to the doctor's office for blood and stuff like that. So sometimes, like things like that, those services are needed, because you can skip lines, and you get his results and stuff like that. So dang. So you said the long-term goal is the urgent care clinic. So talk about that for me. Like, where did that idea come from?
I have a passion for helping people in emergencies. That's really my thing. Like, I fell in love with being an EMT in the ambulance.
Right. Okay.
That's where that came from.
Okay.
I miss it. I miss the fast pace. Like, I really, like, I'm the one that want to be in the emergency room with all the gunshots and all of the stab wounds. Like, it sounds bad, but that's the kind of care, like, I'm really focused into it.
Right.
And I never been to an African American facility that caliber. So I want to be the one.
Yeah.
I don't see why I can't. All the services that I offer now is basically what you walk into.
Right.
As long as, even if I don't have the credential, it's nothing to hire the person that does it.
Right.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. So, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us and just sitting down and talking with us. I definitely feel like we'll be collaborating
Absolutely.
a lot. I'm going to let you know that now. We do have, like with our organization, we do have a lot of committees. We've been doing some COVID stuff in the community, and to partner with you I think would take us to the next level. So
You would take me to the next level. We gonna level each other up.
right, absolutely. So thank you again, and just let people know where they can find you. And,
Absolutely. Again, my name is Chaè Rucker, and I am the owner of Compassionate Care Phlebotomy and Medical LLC. I do have free COVID testing available, PCR and rapid, so please contact me. I also, again, I have my Compassionate Care mobile phlebotomy. You can contact me to come out to travel to you. I do drug and alcohol, COVID, pregnancy, HIV, anything that you can name. If I don't have it now, we will have it soon. And then again, I have my 8-week courses. They're available virtually or in person. Contact me for enrollment. I can be reached at 570-239-4604.
thank you guys.